Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 12. Part 12. How do you do the sign? 10, 12 of the evil mother-in-law saga. This story is very infuriating one, but you need to start from part 1. It's imperative that you start from part 1 actually, so you make sense of the story. But best believe you're gonna get mad. I promise you that. So those that are up to date, let's continue.
Episode 12 of the Mother Gothel series. This is the moment we have been waiting for. Episode 12 will roll right into 13 because it's so much. June 6th, the day everything broke. Liam had a field trip that I was attending. I dropped him off at school and went to grab coffee from Dunkin' like I usually do. Something didn't feel right. Colton was home with Penny. We've always had Ring cameras on every entrance because my husband travels. Waiting in line for coffee, I had a feeling, so I opened the Ring app. Sure enough, there was a heated conversation on the back deck. Penny, outside with Colton. The minute I left, she turned to my husband and said, "Now that Kaylin's gone, let's have Max and Nico over to meet Sierra." As soon as I left, behind my back, to my husband, in my house. The conversation had started inside. I could not hear the first minute or two. Colton moved it to the deck. He knew the Ring would record. He wanted it documented. He wanted me to hear it. So I waited in line at Dunkin', listening for...
You see why I like this Colton guy. He's the real one. I know that a lot of mommy's boys, they don't know how to stand up to their mother. But in this case, he got married to a woman he genuinely loves. That's why his case is different. Colton has finally woken up and I love it.
For 15 minutes while she positioned me as the problem to my own husband, to undermine me in my marriage. She said, "Nico has once never hurt another dog." She said, "Why does she think she can tell me what to do with my dog? I pay for her. I pay her vet bills." Colton didn't hesitate. He said, "We paid for her, and it's been Kaylin taking care of her, training her every day." She said, "I push right through her." He said calmly, "Because you don't do it." Penny claimed that I didn't even let her try. Then she switched, claiming I forced her into getting a Pomsky. She wanted a Pomeranian. Colton said, "You chose to get a Pomsky with us, and I think she might be a little too much for you. Kaylin's done a lot to help you." She cut him off. "I get up every morning at 5:30 with her." He said, "Yeah, that's the only time, and Kaylin trained Everest pretty good." She said, "Well, she's not doing a very good job training Sierra." And Colton said, "She's doing a great job training her. She works with her every day." But she, of course, made it seem like he has no idea. "You're not here to see it every day, Colton." He said, "I am here every day." And then Penny claimed, "I don't want to come between you and your wife." She clutched her pearls. "I don't want to cause problems between you two. That's the last thing I want." Colton said, "Yep, I love my wife." So I got my coffee. I turned around and whipped my car into the driveway. I ran through the garage, in my muck boots, up the deck stairs. She saw my face and she knew I heard it. And I yelled, "If you want to talk shit about me, say it to my fucking face." She didn't deny anything. She escalated immediately. She says she has a right to do whatever she wants with her dog. Colton didn't step back and neither did I. He said the same thing he said on camera, that we all agreed Nico and Kilo wouldn't be around Sierra because they are aggressive, unvaccinated, and not neutered. The safety of Sierra is our responsibility, and we weren't jeopardizing that because she wanted to go back to Max. She, of course, tried saying Nico is just the sweetest dog, wouldn't hurt anyone, which is exactly what she says about Kilo, who has attacked and injured several people.
I hate it when dog owners that have not done the job of training their dog, they can't even handle their dog, tell strangers, "Oh, he's just trying to play with you, will not harm you." I hate it so much. I hate it.
She said she paid for Sierra, which she did not, we did. I have receipts, along with the Ring footage. She said that I don't let her train her. I said, "When do I push through you to train the dog that was supposed to be your responsibility? When you're sleeping all day or when you move your ass to the couch and play on your phone?" Sierra had multiple accidents per day, and as a 4-month-old puppy, 4 months, not weeks, we got her when she was 4 months, that shouldn't be happening. She ripped the drywall out of the basement because she was being locked downstairs without engagement. She needed consistency. That's why I stepped in. I argued with her the only reason she actually took her out in the morning was because she just needed that cigarette. And she let Sierra bark and bark, waking up my kids. She said again she never wanted a Pomsky, she wanted a Pomeranian, and I said that is not what happened. I showed you a picture and you loved her. I set up a FaceTime with the breeder for you, and you said, that's my dog, that's the one I want. So I made it happen for you. When logic prevails and she can't argue, she shifts. So it became her usual attempt at guilt tripping. If I'm so horrible, I'll just leave. You don't want me here anyway. Ever the martyr, but it doesn't land anymore. I think she had already decided that she was going back to Max. She made several dating profiles, and none of them were what she expected. Max is what is familiar to her, only she wanted Sierra to go. The fight was explosive. She grabbed a few things, she left, Sierra stayed. And this time, she didn't come back. Conflict is hard for Colton. He doesn't like fighting. He usually tries to de-escalate, but he didn't that day. He didn't smooth it over. He didn't placate her at my expense. He held a boundary, and she saw it. After June 6th, things went quiet for a bit. I believe she texted Colton a few days later, but those messages are gone because he got a new phone and a new phone number, and because he has a droid. Droids suck, so I don't have them. The next messages I have are from June 21st. She texted me and said, I'm sorry. I know I have problems. I'm going to get help. I'll leave your family alone. I still love you. Please don't hate me. I did not respond. And I remember reading that and thinking, that's not accountability. That's vague. There's no acknowledgement of what actually happened, no ownership. It's performative. Then she texted me a few days later about doctor's appointments, and for a long time now I have scheduled her appointment, so I responded to her. She then mentioned that Colton would be packing up her room. The audacity. We emptied an entire bedroom in our house for her fast. We bought her a bed. We moved in her dressers, a TV, decorations, all kinds of things in there. And after everything that had happened, she just expected Colton to drop everything and pack it all up. It wasn't a small task. It was a lot to leave on him. So I told her about her appointments and said it was pretty unfair to expect Colton to handle all of that on his own. It went back and forth. She said she was sad about how everything went down. She said I had been miserable to her, and that she wished I had just told her she wasn't doing her part, which I had over and over and over. She said she had messaged the kids and they didn't respond, so she assumed they hated her. But she had only messaged my daughter, not Liam, and I told her that because there was always favoritism between my daughter and my son. She asked about Sierra, and I told her Sierra was doing really well. And honestly, Sierra had calmed down so much since she left. She admitted Sierra had been too much for her. And then I said, I think unfortunately the situation got a little much for everyone. And then she started talking about how Max had changed, which is completely ridiculous. He's still a drug addict to this day and still treats her horrible, but it's what she chose. At the end of June, she asked to come see the kids, and I said yes because my kids wanted to see her. She canceled something about Max in his house. Then July came and went the same way. She was supposed to come over. She canceled. I told her we had time the following week. She said okay. The morning of, she canceled. She always says she's sick or has some kind of excuse. Every few days, she would text me about various things, about her Venmo card. She has problems with it. She doesn't know how to fix it. Her EBT card, because she's on disability. I set her up with an EBT card. Her doctor's appointments, and I responded because I'm the one that's been doing this for her for a long time. She doesn't know how to do anything. Then she asked to see the kids again. But my son was sick. His allergies and asthma were flaring, and he'd been coughing all night. So I told her if she came over, she needed to keep the smoking to a minimum. When she lived with us, I had actually helped her cut down a lot. She had gotten down to 2 cigarettes a day. But the last time she was around, she was outside smoking constantly. And with Liam's asthma, I wasn't having that. So I told her if she couldn't limit it, we can reschedule. That set her off. She started saying nothing she ever did was good enough. And I told her it wasn't about what she said, it was about what she did. Then she brought my mother into it. She said, my mom only sees the kids about once a month. And I responded honestly, my mom works 3 jobs and has 8 grandchildren. Penny has 2 grandchildren and no job. And the contrast was pretty clear. She kept talking about how sick she was, diagnoses she gives herself. Somehow, though, these problems only seemed to appear when it came to responsibilities in my home or seeing my kids, not when she was helping Max. The argument kept going. At one point she said, you already said the plan for everything because you are a perfect queen. One thing you can never take away is that I'm his mother. No matter what you put in his head, he'll remember that. And I told her, I don't put anything in his head. He sees what's happening. Half the time, I was always the one telling him, call your mom. Ask your mom if she wants to come over. And lately, his answer had been, I don't care. And I told her that. That came from her actions. She said, I'll remember that. I'll remember where it came from. And I told her my child had been coughing all night. I don't care if asking her not to smoke around my son hurt her feelings. I will always protect my children. And it was sad to me that she couldn't understand that. The argument got pretty intense. Not long after that argument, she texted me again the same day, like hours later, and went straight to the extreme. She wrote, "You have hurt me so much. You've taken everything I love and care for in my life. I hope you're happy with yourself. And when I die, don't you dare come near my casket. I hope you can live with yourself." And then another message right after. "We all don't have the perfect life my son gave you. Some of us have to fight to live. Let those be my last words to you. I hope you and my son are happy with yourselves." So of course another fight started. Because one thing about me, I don't back down when someone tries to bully or guilt trip me. So I told her, "I'm not going to match your level of cruelty, but I have every right to protect my family when you constantly cause chaos and pain. You don't get to rewrite the story pretending you were blameless and making me the villain. I am not responsible for how you handle your pain. I am not obligated to take abuse because you feel like you can dump guilt on me. If you cared, then you'd reflect on your life instead of guilt trips and threats. And if that's how you want to close the door, then that's your choice, not mine." Then I addressed the other thing she said in episode 13.
It's just so sad that an adult that's supposed to be showing you the way because she's lived longer than you is not the one causing chaos in your life just simply because the son chose to love you. And you guys see what she said, "You've taken everything I love." I said it previously that the other son does not even care for her. So Cotton is the one that she gets all her emotions that Max is not giving her. Her emotional needs that she cannot get from her supposedly man. She cannot get it from the man. So she wants to be getting it from her son. So in her eyes, this woman has come to steal her partner away from her. Just so sad. Well guys, I've seen perfecting. Like and subscribe.